Let's have an honest conversation because most people won't. Crypto made some people millionaires, it wiped others out completely. It's been called the future of money. It's been called the biggest scam in history. So, what's the truth in 2026? After everything, the crashes, the collapses, the regulations, the recoveries, is crypto still worth investing in? I'm not going to hype you up. I'm not going to scare you off. I'm going to give you the clear, honest, data-backed answer and then tell you exactly what I would do if I were starting fresh with crypto today. Let's get into it. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is about real financial decisions, honest analysis, and no hype. Subscribe right now so you catch every video we drop. Alright, let's talk crypto. The state of crypto in 2026. First, let's acknowledge something important. Crypto is not dead. Not even close. Bitcoin remains the world's most recognized digital asset, with a market cap that rivals some of the world's largest companies. Ethereum continues to power a massive ecosystem of decentralized applications, smart contracts, and financial tools. And institutional adoption, meaning banks, hedge funds, pension funds, and corporations, has accelerated dramatically. The question isn't whether crypto exists. The question is whether it makes sense for your portfolio. What changed and why it matters. The crypto market of 2026 looks very different from the Wild West of 2020 and 2021. Bitcoin ETFs, exchange-traded funds that let you buy Bitcoin exposure through traditional brokerages, are now approved and trading in multiple major markets. Regulatory frameworks are clearer in the US, EU, and several Asian markets. And the speculative frenzy that drove meme coins to absurd heights has largely cooled. What this means is the asset class has matured. It's still volatile by traditional standards, but it's no longer purely speculative. This is a fundamentally different and more investable environment than what existed just a few years ago. The risks are real, don't ignore them. But let me be completely straight with you because this matters. Crypto can still lose 50%, 60%, even 80% of its value in a bear market. This has happened multiple times, and it will likely happen again. Scams, rug pulls, and fraudulent projects are still rampant in smaller coins. Regulatory changes in major economies can move markets dramatically overnight. And unlike stocks, crypto assets generate no earnings, pay no dividends, and have no underlying cash flows. Their value is entirely driven by adoption, utility, and sentiment. If you invest money you cannot afford to lose, money you need for rent, emergencies, or essential expenses, you are not investing. You are gambling with your financial security. That risk is real. Acknowledge it. The opportunity in 2026. Now, with all of that said, here's where the opportunity lies. Bitcoin has historically followed a pattern: massive run-up, significant correction, consolidation, new all-time high. Ethereum's ecosystem, DeFi, NFT infrastructure, tokenized real-world assets continues to grow in utility and adoption, and emerging sectors within crypto, particularly real-world asset tokenization and the intersection of AI and blockchain, are creating new investment categories that didn't exist even 2 years ago. Tokenized real estate, tokenized commodities, and on-chain financial products are attracting serious institutional capital. The infrastructure is being built. The use cases are expanding. And early participants in legitimate, high-utility projects still have significant upside potential. What I would do if starting fresh today. Okay, this is the part you've been waiting for. If I had zero crypto exposure and was starting fresh today, here's exactly what I would do. First, I'd allocate no more than 5 to 10% of my total investment portfolio to crypto. Everything else, index funds, ETFs, maybe bonds, would be my foundation. Second, I'd focus exclusively on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Not Solana, not Dogecoin, not whatever altcoin is trending this week. The two largest, most established, most liquid assets in the space. Third, I would dollar cost average into these positions over 6 to 12 months. Not lump sum, not FOMO buying at all-time highs, slow, consistent, disciplined accumulation. Fourth, I would use a regulated, reputable exchange, Coinbase, Kraken, or Gemini, and immediately move assets to a hardware wallet for security. And fifth, I would ignore price predictions, Twitter influencers, and YouTube hype videos, including, honestly, crypto-focused videos that tell you a specific coin is going to 10x. Invest based on conviction in the technology and the long-term adoption curve, not based on emotion or FOMO. Here's the honest summary. Crypto is a high-risk, high-potential reward asset class that has earned a small place in a diversified portfolio for investors who understand what they're buying and why. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme, it is not a sure thing, and it is absolutely not something to put your life savings into. But for a measured, educated investor who treats it as one piece of a larger financial strategy, the opportunity is absolutely still there in 2026. The key word is measured. Let's wrap it up. Is crypto still worth investing in 2026? Yes, with conditions. Stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Limit your exposure to 5-10% of your portfolio. Dollar cost average over time. Use secure, regulated platforms. And for the love of everything, only invest what you can genuinely afford to lose. Treat it as the high-risk layer on top of a solid financial foundation, not the foundation itself. Alright, hot take time. Are you bullish or bearish on crypto for 2026? Drop it in the comments, I want to see the debate happen. This community has smart people and I genuinely want to hear different perspectives. If this video gave you clarity and cut through the noise like it right now, it genuinely helps more people find honest content like this instead of the hype stuff. Subscribe, because next week I'm covering how to keep your crypto safe, the best wallets, the worst mistakes people make, and how to avoid losing everything to a hack or scam. Stay smart, stay patient, and remember, the best investment you can ever make is in understanding what you're doing before you do it. I'll see you in the next video.